Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up. Got a special guest. Got a famous Friday fishing forecast. We're going to give away some seafood from Tarpon Dock. So a great day to be watching Panhandle Outdoors. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today is going to be 54 and low 43, so not a lot of variance in the temperature, but it's going to be warmer today than it was yesterday. But what's interesting, the water temperature dropped, get this now, dropped another degree down to 57. So February's been an interesting month following this water temperature. So it would have been at 58 for 3 or 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden now it's dropped one more. So still cool, and we're still several weeks away from anything happening big in the water temperature. Now let's take a look at our fishing, at our tide chart first. Well, no, we're looking at our river readings. I got them all confused. So river readings. I got too much going on this morning. We're getting set up. Apalachicola, Bluntstown, we're looking at a 7-foot, and this is really cool. It's going to be just a flat line all week long, all weekend on through Monday. Right, the next 4 days, you're going to have a river sitting right there at 7 foot. Now the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is rising this morning, and is going to be at a 6.3. Actually, tonight it's going to be 6.3. If you're going to fish the Choctawhatchee tomorrow morning, you have a little bit of a drop to it, a little steady drop, a little bit of falling water there. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We're having these neap tides. In fact, we have 4 tides a day and not much movement. We've got less than half a foot movement in each one. So it's going to be dominated by the wind, but the wind's not going to be bad either. The marine forecast is going to be coming out of northeast at about anywhere from 4. It's going to start about 4 miles an hour this morning and build up maybe to 7 this afternoon out of the northeast. So not a lot of movement there. Okay, let's go ahead and do our fish and game forecast on this segment here, because a lot of times we might not get back to it. They brought to us by Mark Howard, Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark is always good about supporting Panhandle Outdoors, and a very good red fisherman himself. And y'all see that fish swim off of there? All right, this morning we're looking at 131 to 331 this morning, and this afternoon it's going to be from 145 to 345. And I don't know how that fish jumped off there, but at 145 to 345, that's going to be an excellent time right there. All right, that takes care of our weather and our fishing time, so we're going to take our break and be right back with our guest. Okay, welcome back. Welcome, Brad Stevens.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
All right. First of all, I like that shirt.
Man, good old USA cotton. You cannot beat it.
It looks like it feels comfortable.
This is a new apparel company we picked up yesterday. Well, a couple days ago. It's called Flood Tide Company. Look them up on Instagram, online. They have some really cool designs. We ordered our samples just to get a feel for it. There's 1,000,001 and counting. Now there's 1,000,002, 1,000,003 T-shirt companies on the market trying to sell fishing shirts or shirts with cool designs on it. So this company got introduced to me through another rep of mine. It's like, hey, this company will fit you perfectly, and I don't make a dime off of it. So it's always good when another T-shirt rep recommends something to you that he doesn't have any stake in. He said they're good people based out of the Carolinas. So I called them. This cotton is grown in South Carolina. It is then shipped to North Carolina, where it is turned into a shirt.
No
and
kidding.
Then it's printed there in North Carolina. The only time it gets on a plane is when UPS or FedEx flies it down from the Carolinas to Panama City.
That's good to hear. That's American grown and American made.
Absolutely. They cost a little bit more. I believe this long sleeve shirt's $36, which is pretty much right in line with everything else, maybe $1 or $2 more. But once you feel this cotton, the thread count on it's unbelievable. Now, don't come rushing down to the store. I could be a week or so getting this stuff. I wasn't even planning on talking about it, but we just can't.
Yeah, looks good.
We can't deny it. But
go ahead.
And there's a lot of other apparel that we do have in stock. We've been trying to seek out those small companies. Skinny Water Culture is one of them. They're all printed down there in Central Florida. Our opening order on it, Vince called me. He's like, all right, I just tracked your order. It's out for delivery. I said, you seriously track all of your retailers' orders? He said, no, but I want to warn you. If it looks like an 8-year-old girl packaged some of your stuff, she did, his daughter. They packaged it at their house. So I checked all of them for
good.
cheese ball fingerprints, and there weren't any. But, so we like dealing with really small companies where we can actually call the owners or the principals of the company and have conversations with them. We have input. Some of y'all come to us like, man, we really like this skinny water culture, but it's a front print. Well, all I did was call Vince and say, hey, on my next order, do me a run of back prints, because they literally press them all there in-house. It's not a big operation.
Brad, I think we're willing. I know a lot of our viewers are willing to pay a little bit more if it's a situation like that. I mean, the lifeblood of Panhandle Outdoors, our sponsors, and all these are small town people that were small business like y'all, and that's sort of what keeps us all ticking and all. 90%
of those clothing though is right in line with everything else.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
So it's we like it.
Okay. All right. Now, you showed me some fishing stuff, and it's a good day to show it because we're right on the verge. I love these crabs. I do.
This crab right here is from a company called Savage Gear. I may have brought these in. These were unleashed at ICAST last year. This crab is so lifelike and feeling. In the water, all of this stuff right here floats.
Yeah.
So if you put a weighted hook on it, he's going to sit on the bottom just like this, and all of this is going to try to float, which is a crab's fighting position. When you walk up on a little crab, he instantly gets in fighting position. And the fish see that, and they think, oh, another fish is about to eat it, so it creates a reaction bite. Whether he wants to eat this crab or not, if he thinks somebody else is going to eat it, he's going to beat the fish to it.
Well, you replicate nature right there. That's
Absolutely. We were talking earlier, the detail you'll never be able to see on the bottom of all of this is just unbelievable. This is a little female crab. I've never seen a plastic crab where you can tell if it's a male or a female. And they're stretchy, they're durable, so really cool company. And they come in smaller sizes. This is a 1 inch. This is what do they call here? This is a 1 inch crab right here. The one I was just showing you, they call a 2 inch crab. So it's not a lot of difference. But this crab right here is, going to be perfect on the flats. Especially this spring, as soon as those redfish come in, start eating little crabs. They come in multiple colors. This is a burnt red color. Your redfish are going to eat this gold color here like crazy. And your passes, your bridges, your bull reds. This right here is the size crab that they really like to eat. This is what's falling off the pylons, the jetties, and just floating across the top of the water. I'd rig one of these with a big old long shank hook, no weight, lob it, sling it as far up current as I could, and just reel my slack up as it comes. And those redfish see this profile, especially on a full moon night, and they just, it's literally like candy for them.
I can't wait to springtime. I'm going to try some of those out. That's going to be some really good fishing. I like those.
The most popular shrimps right now. Ooh, we need to talk about this after the break, don't we?
Okay, yeah. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back with this famous shrimp. All right, welcome back. So here with Brad from Sunjammers, and he's got his place down in St. Andrew and out there at the original place. And tell the folks about the St. Andrew store.
St. Andrew store, bait, tackle, not there. Everything else, fishing kayaks, paddle boards, apparel, all your kayak accessories, all that good stuff in St. Andrew. Sunglasses, we have a huge case of Costa Del Mar sunglasses. Brought in another lower price point pair of glasses called Sun Cloud. They're beautiful glasses. Everyone that picks them up is like, man, how much are these? And I'm like, they're $49, and they're just literally blown away. They're really good glasses. So we have glasses from $19.99, $49, and we get into our Costa Del Mar. Fashion-oriented, not fashion-oriented, whatever you want to go. We're doing a focus on apparel down there, and we're growing female apparel like crazy. Valentine's Day, we had the hottest gift in the Panhandle. It was a Lokai bracelet. Top bead has water fused from Mount Everest. The bottom bead has mud from the Dead Sea, and there's a story about being on top of the world and on bottom of the world and background. Come in and we'll show it to you.
Oh, cool.
It's
cool.
Bracelets, Pure Vita bracelets from Costa Rica. Good story behind them. 2 college kids went down there, bought bracelets. Now they employ 50 people in Costa Rica that make a living wage that all live in a house of their own. That's a big deal in Costa Rica. These 2 guys that were making these bracelets lived in a house with 26 other people. Now 50 people live in their own houses.
Wow, that's
so,
cool.
Once again, small companies, we really like it. Main store out on Highway 79, and we say main, I don't know why. The original store, main store, still has all your paddle boards, kayak, fishing tackle. It's not going to have any of your apparel, but it's going to have, the good stuff y'all really like, and that's fishing tackle. We're just trying to bring in, as many cool products as possible. This is a new shrimp from Voodoo. It's a company called Egret. This is the Voodoo shrimp. A lot of action here, and the reason I'm holding it crooked like this is this weight on the bottom. When this lands, it's going to sit just like this on the water, which is going to have this tail waving in the air. These tails are very durable. There's, I believe it's Kevlar fabric in here, but if I'm wrong, don't come out and tell me. I'll realize it as soon as we get off the air. This has a fabric in there because the tails of these shrimp always break off. And so this actually has a mesh fabric in there. Really good. This is their largest shrimp. They call it the jumbo. We also have the, I believe it's their original, which is a really popular size right now. And they just came out with a little bitty one.
Okay.
This little bitty one, it's obviously, you want to match the hatch. You got big shrimp in the bay, you want to throw big shrimp. But these smaller shrimp, I have a feeling the bass are going to eat these alive. Everybody laughs at me. And the guys that come through and handpick the small shrimp out of our tanks to go bass fishing, especially in this right about now, they're loving it. So.
Yeah. I don't know about you folks. I start watching this stuff, and I start getting a fever to go fishing right now. Yeah, I know it's cold and everything, but it makes me want to go fishing and see all this.
This right now.
You're talking about the smell of them and
the
feel of them?
As soon as the next bait we get to, it's a soft plastic. We open it up, we smelt the aroma of that plastic, and it was like, wow. These right here would do really good in the creeks, especially, those fish are going to be hunkered down on the bottom because it's cold. If you just sling this out there and let it drop down and just slowly bounce it across the bottom, it's going to look like a shrimp's just sitting there bouncing across the bottom looking for something to do. Bigger fish. These are the Voodoo mullets. This is their two sizes. It's got the 3.5 here, and then I got my covered up. I don't know how big the big one is. I believe it's a 5-inch, if I remember my spreadsheet correctly. These baits right here just have a lot of action. You can see all the ridges in the belly. Really good baits. These are basically just sling it, reel it back, a little bit of twitch, not much. This bait just has so much action. If you want just a true bait that you can literally just throw out there and reel back, it's called the Kick-A-Mullet. This is the Kick-A-Mullet Original and Slow Sinking Junior. You just kind of cast these out there. If you reel it, as soon as it hits the water, they're almost like top water, and these tails have really big hinges on them, and they just literally kick up a ton of turbulence in the water. Or you can let it sink. It'll slow sink, similar like a Miradyne. Then when it gets down, you just start reeling it back, and it just puts off tons of pressure. Really good in dirty waters. It puts off a lot of vibrations. Also good in clear water.
I like those.
They're great baits. Story behind these, the guys, the staff, Weston, Steve that does the tackle at the beach, Michael that runs the St. Andrews store, they were paying retail for these baits because they went fishing with somebody and they just worked. So I was like, nah, we got stuff that's similar. Get back to fishing our stuff. And every night they'd call me, they'd send me pictures, and they were like, there's not a bait hanging in that fish's mouth for your promotion. That's because we caught it on something you don't sell. Take a hint. So this entire lineup, not the Savage Gear crabs, but all the Egret stuff, was our staff feeling so passionate about it, they convinced me to start selling it. It's a great bait. Jerry McBride, a lot of y'all know who he is. Great outdoorsman, great fisherman, great writer. He was pushing me for the last year to sell these Egret baits. He's like, man, there's this new bait company coming out. Just telling you. I was like, you've seen one shrimp, you've seen a million shrimp. Savage has a shrimp that's almost identical to this. In fact, I'm willing to bet it's the same exact mold, but it's the way that it's rigged that gives this a little bit slight advantage. They also have soft plastics. This just a soft, run a jig head through it or run it weedless. Really good action. It has a good feel to it. Good little stretch. They have the bigger version of it right here.
Oh yeah.
Just good looking baits.
Yeah. And this replicates again bait fish all throughout the bait system in different colors according to different clarity of the water.
Absolutely.
This stuff right here, that's all good. And what I like about it, you basically got a research group, R&D, research and development. When you guys go over there fishing, at all time, then that's what they're catching, and they go fishing a lot.
Absolutely. Every night or the next morning, they now go to bed early. They're like, man, those Voodoo shrimp, we're wearing that out. Sundown, those Voodoo shrimps, what we were catching those big trout on, or the bull reds came on a Voodoo mullet. And then they all said, but those crabs that you bought, just wait. Yeah. As soon as it comes up, we'll all switch to crabs. So it's just, and it's all like opinions. It's all personal preference. So swing by the 79 store. Let the guys, ask them, say, what's your favorite bait? It may not be your favorite bait. You may not even be able to catch fish on it, But they have success on it. Everything we sell, we believe in. If not, it's in a giant orange closeout bin. And there's a reason we're closing out because we don't believe in it.
Oh, now, what about your live bait? You
Still got live shrimp at the beach. We'll get bull minnows here before long. Mississippi's been having a hard time getting them, but shrimp, all the good stuff.
Okay, and kayaks. You still got a couple kayaks.
We still got a couple kayaks. In fact, I think we got 60 more of them shipping Monday to us from Hobie. If you're one of those people that's waiting for a Hobie Outback, we have a demo. Hobie shipped us our demo, so you can touch it, feel it, try it. You're going to have to put a deposit on it. We will probably pre-sell this whole next truckload. We have no idea when the next one's going to be here.
That's a testimonial as how these kayaks are loved by the people that have them. They really are.
I hate. I'm an instantaneous kind of guy. When I said I want one, I want one. You cannot do that with the Hobie Outback right now, or Revolution for that matter. If you decide you want one, you got to put some money down on it because that's the only way you're probably going to have one. I hope that Hobie gets caught up, as we do a lot of those, what color do you want? It's really hard making these pre-decisions. And we hate doing it. It kind of sounds like a hard sell. No, we need a deposit. We're just warning you. If you don't put a deposit down, better chance than not, you won't have a boat this summer.
Wow. Well, you know what? we're going to do a drawing somewhere. You see it where, Jeff? Okay. But this summer, I think you're going to see more kayaks out fishing, thanks, Jeff, than we ever have.
Absolutely.
I really do. Okay. Thank you, Jeff. We're going to do our famous Friday fishing forecast right as we do our drawing. You got anything else in our closing out?
Yeah, I think we got our Yeti Ramblers. Don't forget about them. This coffee's still almost too hot for me to drink.
I got to talk about it. I have one just like that, and folks, it works because what I did, I made the coffee and get everything ready, put the coffee in my truck, and it's like 10 or 15 minutes. When I'm driving down the road, at 30-something degrees, 28 degrees, and that's good.
If you need a hot coffee an hour later, put it in a Rambler and you'll have it. It was like, oh, my coffee never lasts that long. You just think of it. When was the last time you took a sip of coffee and it was ice cold because you forgot you set it down somewhere?
Susan Hahn, Panama City Beach, I'm adding you on this morning. Got your email last night. Okay, so you're in here too. All right, so our first one's going to be a $20 gift certificate, Brad. Draw somebody out that's going to enjoy it.
They're all going to enjoy it. This person especially.
All right.
Tina Rutherford.
All right, the Rutherford family. I put $20 on that. I put February the 20th. You realize now that March 20th, 1 month from today, is the first day of spring.
Ooh.
March 20th.
All right, let's pull this one. What's this one for? Chad Taylor.
Chad Taylor, Taylor family over there in the east side of town. They're good outdoorsmen. So, all right, that's our two winners right there. And like I say, run by Tarpon Dock Seafood, pick them up, one of our great sponsors here on Panhandle Outdoors. We're going to take our quick break and come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. We're glad you're here for the famous Friday fishing forecast. And Brad and I are laughing about it because there haven't been a lot of people fishing this week.
Nope, not at all.
Well, here's the thing about it. We've had this really cold weather, coming in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we had a 3-day weekend. And school was out, so I was off on Monday, and I was down at the Cape Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I was really planning on doing some surf fishing. But we had that west-northwest wind really strong. It wasn't all that cold, but the doggone wind just messed up, so that wiped out surf fishing. So we didn't get to do any.
Yep.
And so what, I asked around and all, and what's going on is real cold weather. We had Wednesday and Thursday afternoon up in North Bay. It was cold. But we had some guys up there fishing. They were out in front of my house, and I was standing there in front of my fireplace and thinking about fishing off my dock, but that fireplace sure felt good.
It's hard to leave a fire after you backed up to it.
Exactly. So I was watching those guys, and this is a great time of year now. February is a great time of year where you can really get in those speckled trout going to start bunching up.
Yep.
And I know you guys, y'all haven't seen a whole lot, have you, this week?
Not at all. What you're going to do is target, the deeper holes that have a mud bank around it. Because it'll have these cold mornings, and then these afternoons will warm up, so those fish will roll out onto those mud flats. The darker the bottom, the better, because that's just naturally going to heat up, and those big old trout and redfish should be there. We've been getting some decent reports of schooling reds up in West Bay at the mouth of Burnt Mill Creek. They're there pretty much always. They're almost a resident fish up there. They're almost always there. Out there in really skinny water. I mean, we're talking 6-8 inches of water. Use your kayak to get there, then get out and wade.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say wade this time of year, go out and go to C&G and get you a good set of waders, and that will increase your catch weight if you actually get out of your boat this time of year round, to be honest with you, but this time of year especially.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about wade fishing. We're going to really hit it hard this spring, showing some good wade fishing spots and all. Also, in North Bay, I have shown the picture I filmed this week. Guys have gotten out, some kayakers, and they caught some trout, nothing big and all, but have caught some trout. And also off the bridges, the drum, the black drum up, especially around North Bay area, they're catching some right there. So that's comfortable fishing compared to getting out in a boat and fighting it.
Absolutely.
Also, the intercoastal is a good place because you're going to get out of the wind on the intercoastal, and the flats of Apalachicola Bay. You can put in there at those landings there, go down the river and hit those flats really good. Freshwater fishing. Now the big thing, bass fishing. They're in the pre-spawn. We had Bobby Smith on here Monday. I got a lot of comments. Bobby Smith is caught right at almost 50,000 bass. And
oh my gosh!
It's an incredible story. And one of the things he talked about, the spotted bass in the Apalachicola Bay system, excuse the pun, but they're in certain spots. And if you can find them like Bobby did, he and his grandson won that tournament doing that. So you just got to get out and look around this time of year.
And we've been getting requests for crappie minnows. They say the crappie are biting. They need crappie minnows like crazy. I don't know anywhere that sells crappie minnows, close by. So we don't sell crappie minnows anymore. But the people looking for crappie minnows, which tell me, we'll do reverse engineering here. If they're hunting crappie minnows, the crappie are biting.
Yeah, and Lake Talcott, again, is one of the top spots to go. And February is the prime month out of 12 months a year. Late February, early March is time to go to Lake Talcott.
Yep, we had some people up fishing off Bunker. They were down in the St. Andrews store 2 weeks ago, and they say the crappie, they called them slabs. They're
I'm glad
big.
You brought up Bunker. It's a good place to fish over there.
It is.
It really is.
Good place, pretty area, nice people.
Yeah, good folks. And we've got to start wrapping things up, and we'll go ahead and close it up for the week. It's been great having you on, Brad. Always good baits you bring, so run by and check them out at both locations there. And as always, we want to tell you how much we appreciate your viewership here on Panhandle Outdoors and good things you do for your fellow outdoorsmen. So continue to do that. You have a great weekend. Do something outdoors and do something good, and may God bless you.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.